What's up, guys, and welcome back to another first look at Planet Coaster Console Edition. Today, we're going to be covering the park management of the game so you can maximize your profits and make sure you're doing everything the correct way. If you guys want to see the next episode covering coasters specifically, click just above my little head here and it'll take you right over to it. But for park management, I decided that we should probably start... Oh god, Oswald's going to be talking to us. Okay, as I was saying before Oswald so rudely interrupted me, I chose a career mode park just because I wanted to have enough stuff sort of placed down so I could walk you guys through exactly how to maximize your profits and basically just use the park management tab. So to get to park management, you want to click the not start button, but select button, I'm pretty sure. I don't know anymore, you guys. I'm going to go wide cam so you might be able to get a little bit better look at it, but it's this one. That one right there. So let's go ahead and open up the park management tab. Now, right here, this is basically your overview of the entire park. This is where you get to see your park options, such as your park rating, your finances, how many dollars per month you're typically raking in. You have your security, you have your staff, you have your guest happiness. I mean, this is basically where you need to be in order to maximize your profits. Moving over to the next tab here, this is your notifications. So this is where Planet Coaster will send you notifications so that they can inform you on whether or not a particular facility is either not performing very well or maybe the prices are too high. So right here, our first notification is too many guests are trying to use Cosmic Cow milkshakes. So that is a drink facility. So what we should probably do at that point is then add in another drink facility close to the proximity of that current facility. But moving right along here, we have attractions and shops. This is the area that you can go to click on to see how many rides you have, to see their status. You can click on how many shops you have to, again, see their status, make sure that they are either making profit or just to see if they're losing profit. So ATMs, from my experience, always lose money. I've never made money on an ATM, but what that does is allow the guests that are already in the park, instead of leaving to get more money and come back, they can stay in your park, go to the ATM, grab some more cash out, and keep spending it on all other facilities and rides and whatever. Next tab. This is the R&D tab, or the Research and Development tab. This is where you're going to be able to start researching on particular coasters, rides, facilities, whatever you need. This is the place to do it. So the first coaster we can research is the Cascade. Now, unlike the PC version of the game, it's not actually going to show you a picture of the ride you're researching. So that's kind of a nice little feature. I like that. It's going to keep people on their toes. You never really know what you're researching unless you know, of course, what the whirly rig looks like. Here you can also check your research history, as well. As you can see, we haven't researched anything in this park, but it's a nice thing to be able to go back and look at that. Now, the last tab here, graphs. This one isn't actually working just yet. It says graphs will be available at the start of next month. I don't know if that's in-game months, I would imagine so, or if it's real-life months. I'm leaning more towards in-game months because I think the game's pretty well polished. Like, just because I have early access doesn't mean they're gonna make me wait a month to be able to see like financial graphs and marketing graphs and stuff like that. But for all you nerds out there like me that love a good graph, this is the tab for you for sure. All right, now let's get into managing this park. I'm gonna go around and try to find a problem point that we can hopefully address and fix, and I'll see you guys as soon as I do that. So if we go in and click on this ride right here, the Rocktopus, we can see it has a prestige of 269. Now that is not a bad prestige for such a small flat ride like this, but we're currently only charging $5.50 for entry. Now, I'm not sure what our park entry price is. I'm hoping that it's free, but if you have a free park entry, you can really make a lot more money from each individual ride or attraction or coaster or whatever that may be. So from the internet, the magic number is like 37.6, but that is assuming that you want not a single person in your park to complain about high prices. So the number I usually use is 35. Now what you want to do with that number is very important. Go back over to your prestige. For this one, our prestige again, 269. So we're going to take that number and divide it by 35, which would give us a ticket price of about $7.68. So we're going to go ahead and change that from $5.50 to $7.68. Now keep in mind, since this is console edition, I don't believe they have a way for you to actually type in a number, unless of course you have a keyboard plugged in. So you're going to use your D-pad and just bump up the number. We're going to get this as close as we possibly can to that $7.68. I'm thinking $7.70, barely close. The actual number we get is 7.685. So if we round up, that's 7.69, which is fairly close to 70. I'm gonna call that good on that. But now if we do that for all of the rides, we're gonna be able to really maximize our profits. And yes, I did leave it paused. Pausing and unpausing in the console edition is a little different. You wanna hold X and hit down on your D-pad. That's gonna pause and play the game. Kind of hard, like I said, to get used to if you are coming from PC over to console, but really, I think they did a pretty good job at figuring out the sort of button mapping for this game. But we're gonna go around now, click on every ride and make sure we have the prices adjusted accordingly. So for a coaster like this, we have a prestige of $8.99. Again, we're gonna divide that by 35, and that's gonna give us a ticket price of $25.68. So I'm gonna do $25.70 again. Current ticket price is only $20. There we go, $25.70, done deal. All right, moving on to the next one. So I think we only had 2 attractions or 2 flat rides and 1 coaster, if I remember correctly. Or maybe we only had, oh, this park's a lot smaller than I thought it was. I think we only have the 1 flat ride and the 1 coaster. And then of course we have all this other space to be able to expand and add whatever else we want. Let's turn our attention over to our drink, our food facilities, any other facility that's not a ride. So here we're gonna go ahead and enter into the Cosmic Cow Milkshakes facility, and we're gonna check on what their prices are. Now, what I like to do personally is go ahead and just bump each thing up about $1. So their current prices are $5, we're just gonna bump that up to $6. Now, I haven't found a particular metric on the old interwebs on what's best to do here, but in my experience, playing Planet Coaster, it seems like people are always willing to pay at least $1 more for any particular facility. So I'm gonna go around and we'll adjust all the other ones we have out here. It looks like we just have a Chief Beef, and I think that should be about it. So we're going from $12 to $13, and from $8 up to $9. Now, what I recommend is selecting use same prices for all facilities of this type. So if you have any other Chief Beefs or any other Cosmic Cow Milkshakes, their prices will all be synced, and you'll be able to maximize all your profits without having to go through each and every one of them and adjust them manually. So we're gonna go ahead and select that, and then we should probably select it for Cosmic Cow Milkshakes as well. But navigating around with a controller, not near as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Oh, I just realized you guys can't even see anything that I'm doing in the menus, so I'm gonna just go ahead and move my face cam over to the other side. So sorry about that. Amateur mistake. Now, this is kind of an important thing here. Something you used to be able to do, or I guess I shouldn't say used to be able to do. You still can do it on the PC version. Here on the console version, you're not allowed to do it, I guess, but it seems like, actually, you know what? You are allowed to do it. I take back everything I said. You are allowed to do this. If you were to add or subtract, I guess, these sort of toppings or additional items you can add into whatever these guests are purchasing, you can actually not only make them happier, you can make them more energetic, you can make them less hungry, you can make them thirstier, more nauseous, whatever. But what I like to do for all the shops is, say for this one, for example, we have toffee sauce, which is gonna make them more nauseous, thirstier, more energetic, and happier overall. The ones that I like to avoid are the ones that also hinder our food stations. So with this one being a drink station, yes, we want them thirstier so they keep coming back, but we don't want them to be less hungry so they stay away from the food stations. So I'm just gonna add a lot of toffee sauce to the strawberry Cosmic Cow Milkshakes, as well as the vanilla and so on and so forth, so we can get them thirstier, but also they'll still be hungry for some Chief Beef. Okay, so with Cosmic Cow Milkshakes now adjusted, we're gonna be making the guests way thirstier, but they're still gonna have an appetite, which is good because now we're gonna come over to, oh geez, now we're gonna come over to Chief Beef, and we're gonna do something similar with their burgers and whatever else that they're selling here. We're gonna go into the settings for the Chief Burger XL, and we're gonna see what's gonna make them thirstier, happier, but not less hungry. So ketchup is a good one. We'll add a lot of that. Right here, I can already see less hungry. Ignore that one. Mustard, a lot. Lettuce makes guests happier. We'll add a lot of that. Cheese makes them less hungry, so we'll skip that one. Tomatoes, less hungry. Bacon, less hungry, and there we go. So what we're gonna do now is add ketchup, mustard, and lettuce to each item they have for sale here, and that should really help us out in the long run. And just like that, dude, we are done. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll click play here. Let things play out. Maybe let a little bit of time pass and to see if everything we've done so far is gonna pay off in the long run. So we have to get our balance above 15,000. We're currently at a little over 8,000, but it does look like we're slowly gaining that dollar figure that we need. All right, it does appear that we are making some good money, some actually decent money per minute that passes. We're getting like $100 a minute, it looks like. Actually, let's check our park management here. Yeah, dude, we're gaining a bunch of money since last month. We're already at about $4,500 just since last month. Guest happiness is slightly going down, it looks like, but we can adjust our prices again and make sure everyone is happy. So I do think that actually wraps up the park management side of things here. So if you guys want to continue on with another video talking specifically about coasters, continue on in the playlist and you'll be able to learn all about them. But I am going to wind things down here for this one. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.